Hey, how you doing this evening? Welcome to my channel, Divine Feminine Living UK. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, feedback, whichever way you want to call it. So I haven't been on for a few days because I've been working on my own projects and I've been doing a few things. But how was your week beginning? Like yesterday, it was Monday, it was crazy. We've got some new things that have come into play now. So TFL got shut down and we've been locked in our houses with God knows what. Have you got toxic people around you? Have you got a toxic environment? Or have you got good people around you and you're appreciating who you have around you? So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you. Have a great evening when I finish. So today I wanted to talk about how we're doing so far. It's now the 12th, Tuesday, January 2021. 12 days in already. Good grief. Where did it go? So we're already going into the new year and it's kind of a different kind of aspect for us all. And hi Emma, love you. Love you, George, my husband. Mwah. Hi, babe. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much. Oh, my God. Thank you. Hey. Woohoo. Anyway, people are out on the road still. And that's one of the fascinating things about human behaviour. And I wanted to talk about our kids because those are the people that are going to be picking up the shift. So we're picking up the shift right now. We're going from Saturn, Jupiter, and we're going to have some semi-squares and squares coming. And it's going to be crazy up there with the planets. So this is going to be a little bit more of a frustrating, but maybe a rebellious time where you're saying to yourself, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired. And maybe you want to do something new. Maybe it's transformative or challenging. But what I've been talking about of the recent times that I've been doing my lives have been on money. And I also wanted to talk about how we are in terms of not just our kids, but how we're weighting. How's our weight? Are we dealing with things that we're eating in terms of watching TV? Are you sitting down in front of the TV all the time eating? Are you eating grapes? Are you eating cheese? Are you eating big heavy meals? What are you doing in this new 2021? So we've got our kids. We've got to teach them that our health is our wealth. And looking after ourselves doesn't mean sitting down all the time and watching TV or on the phone, PS4. We've got this wonderful environment that they want to take away some of our freedoms. So they're putting in this new aspect that they want to put on the mask all the time when you're walking. So that's a new criteria that they're going to be trying to bring in. Hey, Jason! Hey, how's my babies? How are you, Jason? Thank you for joining me on my channel. Yeah, so this is challenging times, but it's exciting and we don't have to listen to their dilemmas. They're going to be taking away certain things and we need to be thinking outside of the box, like I've been saying for many a day now. So how are you going to be dealing with that aspect? Are you going to say to yourself, okay, it's challenging, I'm going to just take it as it comes? Or are you going to say to yourself, right, I can see what's going on now, how am I going to prepare? And when I did a previous, hey Kerry, my Virgo twin, I love you. Hi everybody, thank you so much for joining me. How are you going to deal with that for now? Because we're going through these different energies and on the 14th we're going to be having a next one and this shift is going to be big because we already know that Boris has his Bojo has his discussions on a Thursday. They're implementing a structure and they're actually behind the doors probably doing something that I said to you, like a ritual of happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday everybody, happy birthday to you. That is something which we would call a ritual because we do it on somebody's birthday and that's great, but it's also different rituals that they're doing behind the scenes that we don't know, and we don't need to worry about that right now. All we need to know is how are we planning to move forward without having the issues that they're trying to bring on us today. Like I said, what kind of food are you eating? Are you watching too much media on your phone, not bothering with your partner? I've got a fantastic husband. Thank you, I'm so grateful. And I've been grateful for a long time because he's been on this journey with me. You can check him out, George Yanku. He has his own channel. We used to go into London a lot and visit different places. And now they've taken that freedom away. A lot of hospitality trade, a lot of pubs, restaurants. I also work in a casino. Those places are shut. So how are we going to actually deal with that time that we've got on our hands? And I'm going to be creative over the next few weeks. And hello, Emma Parent! I love you from school. Hey, I love you. Hi, thank you so much for joining my channel, everybody. Look, the energy is out there. We can use it rightfully or we can use it in a different way. So, over the last couple of weeks, I've been saying like, yeah, write down every kind of receipt that you get, every penny that you have, going in, going out. Now, I was meant to put this on the other day and I didn't. But this was last week's expenditure, right? And look at that total. 507 quid. Blimey, I'll tell you what, when I spent that money and I looked at it, I thought, I knew I should have said it, I can curb it. But when you buy a microwave and a toaster and a kettle, that doesn't count because it's a one-off, but you still have to count it as your expenditure because you spent it that month. And I mean every penny. So to keep on top of everything, try and keep your wealth together because right now we're having a lot of freedoms taken away. But if you can actually maintain just the money status for you, you might find it a little bit more stable in terms of your health in your mind, because you're knowing where you stand with your money. And Tony, thank you so much for joining me, my husband, Jason, oh my God, Kerry, Emma, everybody, thank you so much. The two Emmas they are. But yeah, I mean, like, we've got so much to use and we can do it. We can do it. We've got the ability to do it. It's just how are we going to do it? And that means education. Spend a little bit of time on your day and say to yourself, if I was a kid, what would I want? And if I was an adult, what would I want an adult to tell me if I was a kid? So one of the things that I did is I wrote a letter to myself and I said, Dear Michaela, I'm 47 years old. This is the information I need to give you. You're 18 years old. This is how it is. And then I listed down a few things and I said, look, I have to tell you, get rid of things that you don't need. Don't spend money like you don't need to. If somebody had told me to send £10 every week to a lovely savings account, which was back in the 80s when they had better interest rates, I could have been a better person with a lot more money and I could have used that money to do something else to help people maybe perhaps, or maybe to even help other issues, perhaps myself. Whichever way you look at it, the advice we give, what would you give your younger self? So write that letter maybe perhaps and think about it. Or maybe even not even write it, just do it virtually in your head. But do something that you could tell a little bit of advice to somebody. Because also, we also have our kids and they're going through something that's different now as well. The social interactions, they're not having it. The boys need to be out running about. The girls need to be doing what they need to be doing. But right now, they're not getting any of that. So, unfortunately, we can give as much as we want as parents. But what else can we do? And that is what I mean. We've got to make this an experience second to none and nothing else. The best for them. Our generation of kids deserve it and they don't necessarily have to have this nonsense. But if we have to deal with it, we'll deal with it the way that a parent needs to deal with it. And that's why I said, think outside of the box. Do the right thing for you. Do the right thing for your family. Make it safe for you. Oh my God, my niece. Jessie, I love you. Say hi to those gorgeous babies. Man, you're man. I love you all. Thank you so much for joining me. Look, there's so much we have to offer. And we are people. There is nobody on their own. And if you think you are, you're not. There's somebody out there, and I'm thinking of you, even if you don't think I am. But one of the things we can do is support each other and have some kind of structure. If we can have a little bit of an organised mind, then maybe perhaps we can share that with our next generation coming up. We can say we went through this in 2021, because in 10 years' time, it will be a lot more different. So please, do what you can. I know it's a struggle. It's different for everybody, but you don't have to have the negativity. You can get that positivity and say, yeah, I've got it. Let's deal with this now. So I want you to think to yourself, as I said, give the advice that you could to yourself when you were 20 years younger, perhaps, and say, what would you want? What would you want to tell them? Do you want to tell them not to go out with people like this? Do you want to tell them to not have drugs? Do you want to tell them something? But do something virtually, even if it is just for 3 minutes in your day. And don't forget, I've given you that challenge. So today's Tuesday, the 12th. So we've got 18 days. Where did the time go? I showed you my expenditure. That was 507. I'm going to call it quits now. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. Just remember, we've got a generation that's coming up. Even if you aren't a parent, you might be a mentor. People might look up to you. Please, don't give up. You're not a quitter. This is not the time to quit. We can do it. We've got it. So keep living it up, because I ain't giving it up. Thank you to everybody who joined me this evening. Have one. from me to you. Have a good evening.